Earthers are stupid, bro. I wholeheartedly believe the Earth is flat, and science proves that.
Clearly not.
It's observably flat.
No science
This
shows
guy's
it.
delusional.
What
How
science?
how am I delusional? It's just Globers go against science. And,
Well, what science proves that the Earth is flat?
what do you mean? What science?
What
proves-
science?
I mean, what science? You said
Physics. It's no curvature.
Okay.
It doesn't.
Yeah, but you can't
Curvature
just
doesn't
say
exist.
the name of a field of science.
I'm telling you,
Hold on.
curvature doesn't exist, and we prove that.
Okay, how did you prove it?
Us flat earthers, we test things. It doesn't make sense.
Okay, so how did you test it? I'm asking you for specifics here. It's no good just saying we tested it and physics. What did you actually do to reach this truth conclusion?
We've done the boat test with the telescope.
Right, so seeing a boat disappear or having one reappear is
No curvature at all.
right.
No curve.
But how do you know when you do that this particular boat that you're doing this with?
Measurements, bro.
Listen to the question. You haven't heard the question. You've only heard half of it, haven't you? So the question is, all of the question this time is, how do you know that particular boat is beyond the horizon?
It was their friends on the boat.
Oh, really? Let's see this observation then.
I mean, it's videos. You can look it up, bro. Flat earthers use
There's
science.
thousands and thousands of videos and plenty.
How about I ask you? Prove to me that.
How about you stop bullshitting? How about that?
Why are you so mad? Why you're a Glover? Why are you?
Because
so
you're
mad,
an
Glover?
adult. You're a
You're a
grown
Glover.
adult. You're a grown adult. You're coming in here and you are lying. You're telling
How am I
lies.
lying? Tell me how the globe.
Okay,
tell
so
me how the Earth is.
I've told you how you're lying.
No, I want to hear you tell me. How the
I'm
Earth is
sure
a
you
globe.
do. I'm sure this is very uncomfortable for you, as I point
I
out.
told you, bro.
As
you
I
better
point
know
out,
your
that-
shit.
As I
told
point
you, you
out,
better know your empirical shit. None of that philosophical shit.
right,
Don't fly.
exactly.
I told you that.
That's why we brought him in here, guys. Keep going.
Tell me how the Earth is a globe.
We're still working on your belief at the moment, aren't we? And the fact that you
actually, the burden of proof is on Glovers because
I don't
it's
think it
above
is.
this claim.
I don't think
Yeah,
it
it
is.
is.
It is on
I think
Globers.
anybody who makes
It's
anybody
on the globe. Tell me how the Earth is a globe.
anybody who makes any claim is making a positive claim.
No.
However, what is really apparent to all of us is the fact that if we look at who believes the Earth is flat and who believes the Earth is spherical, you will find that almost everyone, now before you say it's an argument ad populum, listen to what I'm saying, because it's not an argument ad populum. So billions of people believe the Earth is spherical, and almost no one believes the Earth is flat. So telling me that I have a responsibility to prove to you, tiny minority, that the Earth is flat is ridiculous. Clearly, if you
If you're
believe
teaching it to
nearly
children
there,
in school,
nearly there,
you should-
nearly
you
there,
should be- you should have
nearly
proof
there,
if you're
dude.
gonna
I
teach it
nearly
in school.
finished my thought. You can wait till I have finished it. So clearly, if you think the Earth is flat and you think this is the result of some massive lie that's been perpetrated on us all, then you have a responsibility to your fellow humans to reveal this lie. And you should want that to be the case. You should want to be convincing other people of what you think is the truth. And yet what you do is, prove to me the Earth's a globe. You just want to play a game on the internet. You don't you don't care about what's true. Yes, I am now done.
Okay. The point is, if you can prove to me how the Earth is a globe, then we can say the Earth isn't flat. You know, that's out the window. But since you can't prove it's a globe, you can't prove that it's not flat. Simple logic.
So you are going to now, because you've met some random person on the internet and they couldn't prove to you that the Earth is spherical, you are going to adopt the position that the Earth is actually flat. And you think I'm still talking. I am still talking. And you think that is a reasonable position to. That's science, is it? I say something's true, and if some random guy on the internet can't show me it's not, then it's true and it's science.
You're random yourself.
You're random, and you've not provided any proof.
I know, I'm the random person.
can't-
I am the random person. I'm talking about you, idiot.
You can't argue. Yeah, you can't argue the globe. I want you to argue the globe.
Okay, fine.
Yes,
so
let's do
what?
it. Let's do
So
it.
what?
Tell me,
Okay,
tell me how it's a
why?
globe.
Why? Why
I'm
do
gonna
you
show
think?
you.
Listen, moron. Listen. Why
Okay,
do you
Glover.
think? Listen. Why do you think you're entitled to have me prove to you the shape of the Earth? Why is
Because
that
it's not
my
the-
job?
It's not the shape of the Earth. That's the point. I want to prove to you that it's not. And you
Go
use
ahead
your
then.
own
You
logic.
prove it to me. I asked you for your science. Go
firstly-
ahead.
No. Use your logic. Tell me how the Earth is a globe, and I'll tell you how
Why?
it's not.
Why do you think that I?
Oh,
why
are
is
you
that-
scared to argue about the globe? Are you scared
I-
to speak on the
I
globe?
don't think there's any point in arguing about the globe.
Oh,
Not-
because you know the Earth is flat. So you're a flat
No,
earther
because
yourself.
I know that the person I'm dealing with doesn't care about what's true.
I do. The
You
truth is
only
the only thing
care.
that matters.
We know that's not true because you've already lied. You already told a little fib about a piece of evidence that you've got, which you don't actually have. So we know that you don't care about what's true. You care about trying to appear to win an argument on the internet, not being bested by me in a conversation. That's what you're bothered about.
Listen.
And that's why you're doing this. Oh, prove to me it's a globe. So that you can sit there and just go find creative ways of saying, I don't believe you for the next 2 hours.
No,
And then
I don't believe you. I'm gonna use
win.
science.
And then you'll win because all you did was say, I don't believe you.
I'm gonna use science to prove to you how the Earth is flat.
Let's
You're
see
scared.
it. I've asked you for the
scared.
science, dude.
I want you to tell me before
I asked you for the science. I asked you for the science, and what you did in return was lie to me. That was what you offered in terms of science.
You
So
can't
do you have any? So now you've repeatedly told me that you can show this to be true with science. Let's see some of that science, and not just a lie this time. Let's see what actually
I
shows
bet he
you
asked you a
that this
question,
is
Jem.
what.
I bet he asked you a question after you finished.
Of course.
I bet he does. Go ahead.
He can't answer the question. It's that simple.
There we go.
When
What
you
are you
answer
talking
the
about?
question, when
You
you tell
said
me
you
how.
came in here.
You've got
and you-
look. You made the claim first, dude. You said you could prove this with science. Then you told a lie about it. Then
I
you
can't prove this
and
with
since
science.
Since then, you've repeatedly made that claim again. But now, apparently, it's my job to produce something for you. Why?
Explain curvature, bro. Why is there no curvature?
Just
There is.
just gonna stick to the script and hope that works.
I'm asking you why is there no
Even
curvature?
in the face of someone who's saying, stop being silly, why do I have to demonstrate or prove anything to you? Your response is, prove something to me, quick!
Well, if you teach Globe Earth to all children, like
They're gonna
24/7,
follow it,
don't you
yeah.
think the burden of
We
proof should
don't.
be on you, considering you
Teachers
teach that to children?
That's not a burden of
No,
proof.
again, I've given you a good reason. You tell me why my reasoning for why you don't have the burden of proof is incorrect.
Typically, the burden
Well,
of
you're
proof
the
is
one that's
on the person disputing the
Like,
claim.
so.
Can you let him answer? I offered you my reasoning for why I think you hold the burden of proof. Tell me why my reasoning is wrong.
Because you have the positive claim.
My reason, all claims are positive. My reasoning is, so saying the Earth isn't a globe, that's a positive claim. You're making a positive assertion about something in reality. It's a positive
It's
claim.
not a positive
You don't
claim.
just
That's
get.
a negative
You
claim.
don't, it's no, it's not. It's a positive claim.
He can't defend the globe.
You're
He can't-
making an assertion about something in reality. That's
you
a
literally
positive claim.
can't. You
Yeah,
can't
but it's
explain the
not
globe. That's
positive.
all you
I'm
gotta
not
say,
saying
bro.
it is X. I'm saying it's not X.
You may not have got it yet. You may not have quite understood it. And you can pretend I can't. It's pretty well evidenced that I can.
Then use science to.
But you are. But that isn't going to help you, dude. Just
It
saying,
will,
like,
it
"Oh,
will.
you
Listen.
can't do it. I bet you can't do it. That's not going to convince me to do it. What
Because
you
you
need to
can't.
do.
You can't use science
You
to
can't,
defend it.
you can't even address the reasoning that I've offered, can you? You can't even explain.
Why do I have to tell you the Earth is flat?
Because
I
you're
want-
telling me.
I
Because
I
you're
have
telling
to
me.
show you. No,
I'll tell
I
you
can't-
because
I have
you're
to show
telling
you-
me.
I have
You're
to show
telling
the Earth
me
is
that
not
I
globe.
need to prove this to you, but you can't tell me why I need to prove it to you. I mean, is this what you do? You just walk around in real life, walking up to people randomly, insisting that they prove various things to you? I mean, this is not normal behavior, is it, dude?
I'm
If
saying,
you hold a
if you
position,
can't defend
if
the
you
globe,
hold a,
just say
if
that.
you hold a position, tell us what you have that gets you to hold that position.
Well, you
Why
said
is it-
you said
why is what you believe dependent upon me? Why
you
is
said
what you
earlier.
believe?
You said
Why is
earlier.
what you believe dependent upon some random person you've never met before on the internet?
Can I
Why
speak? Are
does
you done?
that
Are you done?
formulate what you believe? Only
Are
if
you
you
done?
answer my question that I've just asked you. I bet you don't.
Well, we
Are you
actually
done?
have proof
I
that
bet you
you-
say the same
are you-
stupid shit again.
are
But
you
go
done?
on.
Are
Go
you done
ahead.
screaming?
Yes, I'm done.
Are you done? Okay, so you were saying flat earthers are idiots, right? So I heard that. I'm like, okay, let's argue. Tell me
Didn't say
how.
that. Never
the Earth
said
is a
that.
globe.
Never said that.
What did you say then?
I
You
said
said,
flat earthers are delusional.
they're delusional. Yeah,
Right.
basically an idiot. So since you're saying this, tell me how the globe exists. Tell me how the globe is a real
That'll
thing.
work. Say a sentence first and then say the same thing again. That's definitely going to convince me to do it. Oh, yeah, let me
If
try
you're
and convince
bro, if
you.
you're scared to say, if you're scared to use
There's
physics
someone on the
to
internet
try
who
to
doesn't
prove
think
the
the Earth's
globe,
flat.
just say that. If you can't use physics to prove the globe, just say that, bro.
Why? Why do I need to use physics? Okay, let me ask you this then. Tell me something that you currently know to be true because you, quote, used physics. Go ahead.
The Earth is flat.
Okay, so go ahead. So what? Go ahead. So brilliant. You just keep dropping yourself in it. So go ahead. Tell me what science you used that got you to the conclusion that the Earth was flat.
There's no curvature, therefore the Earth cannot
Yeah.
be a
So
globe.
what's that's just you saying a phrase you've heard on the internet.
It's test that we have done.
Explain after
Okay. So
explain.
where's the test? Let's see the test.
You can YouTube it.
No, I can't. I don't know what test you're referring to. You need to tell me the
That's what I'm saying.
specific piece of physics that you used to prove that the Earth was at the very least not spherical. What physics did you use for that?
Look up boat no curvature. You know?
He's talking about the black swan.
Yeah.
He's not talking about the black swan.
He is
Actually,
talking about the black swan.
Dude.
Actually,
where's there a boat in the Black Swan?
he's talking about the oil rigs. That's
Right,
what he
so
meant.
so he's
Oh,
not.
yeah,
he's
yeah,
not
I can use the oryx
so
as
he's
well.
not talking about.
Yeah,
I can use
I was
the
talking
rigs as
about a
well.
boat, but
Oh,
I can use
so-
the oryx as well. Yeah.
So you were talking about a boat, and you can use the oil rigs as well. So what you mean to say to Sasha is, sorry, Sasha, you're wrong. I wasn't talking about the Black Swan. But now I will, since you definitely forced that into the conversation, because it's all you've got, you think.
I mean,
Oh,
you
yeah.
can't defend the Earth being a globe, and we all see that here.
Why do I
Obviously.
need to? Why do you think I need to defend it from a twat like you?
You see
Why?
why you're insulting? Why are you insulting? You're a globe,
Because you're
bro.
not answering my question. You keep insisting that this is a responsibility that I have to you, and I'm asking you why, and you can't tell me. I can tell you it's because it's a silly game that you want to play on the internet. You have absolutely nothing to support your bullshit, but what you do have,
Says the one with nothing to
what you
defend
do have is
the
a
Earth being a
strategy.
globe.
What you do have is a strategy, and the strategy is to say, prove to me it's a globe, and then whatever I say, you'll come up with some way of saying, I don't believe you. Probably not a good way.
No. What I'm
Probably
saying
not a
is,
very good way with you, because you're not
the
very
only proof you
experienced.
have is you believe that there's satellites in space showing you pictures of the Earth, which seems to be a globe. That's the only proof you have, right? You have not. You have not did any
not right.
tests.
Not
You're
right
s-
in
what
any
other
way.
proof- what
Not
other proof
even
do you have?
slightly right.
What other proof do you
Completely
have?
wrong.
What other proof do you
Completely
have?
wrong on a monumental scale.
What other proof do you have?
We're still talking about the science
No,
that you.
I'm asking you. What other proof do you have to back up the globe Earth?
First, we need to establish what kind of proof is necessary. You're insisting on scientific proof. You've
Yes.
repeatedly said that. So
Yes.
I'm saying to you, if that's true, if what you normally require to say something is true is scientific evidence, you should be able to tell me several other things that you know to be true because of scientific evidence. And you can't. You've just said, oh, boat.
Yeah, I mean, it was a scientific
So-
test. What's the issue with that? It's an
It's not
experiment.
how is it a scientific test? What makes that test scientific over anything else? Over me just taking a photo of a boat? What
It's
makes
physics.
that one scientific? What? It's physics. What makes it physics and me taking a photo of a boat not its physics?
It was a video, bro. It was a video. We can do it. We can do the black swan as well, though. The oryx. We can do that as well.
You're not doing very well here, dude, are you?
Well, I'm saying, listen.
Yeah,
People already know what
I
I'm
heard
speaking
what you
of.
said. You've insisted on scientific evidence. I'm saying to you, if that's your standard for what's true, tell me something else you know to be true because of scientific evidence. And you can't. Can you? That's because you're playing a game.
What do you mean I'm playing a game, bro?
Because whatever
you-
I say, you'll say, oh, that's not scientific evidence. You might think that's evidence, but it's not scientific. It's not physics. And that will be your qualification. It'll be one of the qualifications you use. You'll use several to deny anything I present. You are playing a game, dude, and you know you're playing a game. If you can support your position on this, support your position. Go ahead.
So, do you have any refutations to the black swan, or are you just going to ignore that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Are you just gonna? He's ignoring it completely.
Or if you can concede that all you're doing is playing a game, and actually your game is really reliant upon you not having to do the work here, and us doing it for you.
I mean, listen. You're not.
using things.
You just asked us for proof that rejects the globe. I gave it to you, and then you just completely ignore it. So,
Well, I'm just pointing out the game that he's playing, but we could talk about the black. Well, I didn't ask you. I was talking to him, and you railroaded that into the conversation
all right, I'll let you
because you
continue.
think it's a winner. But yeah, I can address it. Refraction, atmospheric refraction.
So
There
you
you
think
go.
refraction is responsible for creating a 10 times increase in the distance that you
I
should
don't think
see?
it's a 10 times increase. I think that's bullshit.
It is a 10 times increase. The
And then-
maximum
but
distance you
why
should
has-
see.
But what
At
you
1
need to
foot of
ask yourself,
server height, the maximum
you-
distance that you should be able to see is 1.22 miles.
right?
You
So
see
why
10 miles
are
to the
you?
horizon. So
Okay,
do you
Sasha.
really believe that refraction is responsible for a 10 times increase in the distance that you should be able to see, given
No.
the radius that they provide us?
No, I think the height that it's taken from is in dispute for a start. However, that's not the point.
Listen. Do you think screaming
Can I
helps your
finish your
argument?
thought? Okay, what you've just said completely ignores refraction. Why? Why are you ignoring the fact that there's refraction? Why is that?
No, I concede that refraction exists, but I don't concede
Well,
the
but-
fact
but
that
you're
refraction
1.22
creates a 10 times difference.
However, but your equation that you just read out does not take account of refraction in any way. In fact, it completely ignores it and pretends that it's not there
Okay,
at
would
all.
you like me to say 1.22 plus or minus what? How
Well,
much?
plus or
What's the
minus-
uncertainty?
Yes,
What's the
plus or
uncertainty for that?
minus, plus or minus what? Good point. Yes.
You should probably know that.
Right. So given, well, refraction's not a constant. So if I said plus or minus anything, it's just
Oh, well,
not
we
a
could
constant.
calculate it though, right? Refraction is the result of certain conditions in the atmosphere that we could record and calculate. Right?
okay. Sure.
So, but that hasn't been done for the black swan. So all we can do is guess. And what
Yeah,
we've got,
regardless, I
nearly
think-
there, nearly there. What we've got to go on with the black swan is the black swan image itself, and then similar images taken from the same person at a different time, where clearly there's a lot less refraction, and in those images we don't see effectively as far. So.
So you're just
And
ignoring this.
How is that ignoring it? I'm giving you a very full explanation. What we see absolutely comports with atmospheric refraction. What you present as an argument pretends that there's no such thing as atmospheric refraction. So I don't think we have any explaining to do. I think you need to explain why you allowed yourself to be sucked in with this nonsense that Quantum Eraser produced, where he pretends there's no refraction. Why are you even How do you expect people to take you seriously if you're just trying to sneak that in and hope that I don't notice it's not been accounted for?
Well, I think even most globers would concede the fact that if the distance is 10 times longer than it should be, that I don't think refraction alone is responsible for that. I think that's a
But
little absurd to claim.
you can use ray tracing to verify. It's been done.
I don't
And-
think this 10 times claim is relevant in any way. I think what we need to look at is how many degrees of curve are required to produce what we see.
Exactly, Jim, and it's less than half a degree.
Right, exactly. It'll be a tiny, tiny amount, less than half a degree. And that's entirely possible with atmospheric refraction.
But go on, tell us how we don't know anything about the black swan.
Yes,
You mean
please.
atmospheric refraction? where
That's
there
a
already
straw
have
man
R value in
argument.
it?
That's a straw man. I never said that.
Right, but you also don't understand the black swan argument. You just throw it out and say, "Ha! This
But
is the
I probably
proof."
understand the black swan argument more than you. So.
Yeah, tell me the black swan argument. What's
If you understand it so well, explain to us why it doesn't account for refraction in any way. Why it ignores it completely.
Go on, you just hung
I mean,
yourself.
I don't think refraction is responsible for a 10 times increase, so.
Right.
But you would agree that there's always refraction. There's always some refraction.
I'm not quite sure how you're supposed to measure refraction, so I can't really answer that
Why
question.
are you using this as your proof?
Is it reasonable in those circumstances to just ignore it completely? Just say, well, I don't really know how to measure it, so I'm just going to
even if
pretend
you
it's not
account for
there.
refraction, I think the
I'm
image
just
is still.
I'm just going to pretend it's not there and hope that no one catches me doing it.
Well, I mean, so you think refraction just creates?
Yeah, the obvious sign that it's extreme levels of refraction is a completely straight crane gets completely bent like a hook, which shows you that there's a tremendous amount of refraction going on because it took a straight crane and turned it into a hook.
It's not a crane, Jake. That's
yeah,
actually
but that's a
flame
different type of
burn.
refraction. The refraction that would
Flame
cause
bloom, whatever it is.
Yeah, it's
We
a
have a
flame
the
burn.
type of
If-
refraction that
if
would
that
cause
thing- if
the
that
horizon to
thing-
appear further around in the distance is called looming refraction. It's a different type that would
It doesn't
that would cause
matter.
a mirage.
It doesn't
So-
matter. It's very rare that you get just one type of refraction anyway. You almost always get a combination of them. What that shows us is there's definitely what we're seeing. The image that we're seeing is definitely being distorted by the atmospheric conditions. And again, that comports exactly with what we're saying. But it does not comport with your black swan argument, which just ignores it completely. Does
okay.
not include it at all.
Okay, so can you tell us how the
And
Earth
that
is not
should
flat?
bother you. That should bother you.
Okay, here's my question. Have we ever seen types of refraction that would cause that much of a discrepancy?
Of course.
Yeah.
Close to the
Could
water
you-
like that is exactly the conditions you would expect.
Okay, well,
to
could you
see.
give me a...
By the way, you notice that the
Citation
black
needed.
swan,
Citation needed.
is less than 10 miles away, which is, and it's literally the limits of how far you could expect refraction to make up for Earth curve. That's why it's only 10 miles. That's why none of you guys don't have a black swan at 30 miles or 40 miles or 50 miles.
Once
or,
again,
you know,
once
the
again,
CN
I'll say it
Tower,
again.
the CN Tower
Citation
across Lake Ontario. Why is there not a black swan of the CN Tower across Lake Ontario? Because there's a limit to that refraction, and that limit is what you see in the black swan, 9.6 miles. Right, not 50 miles.
We have a couple of citations there in the chat, in debate chat box, if you want to have a look.
I mean, this is... The other problem is, whenever you go out there, when the conditions, where the air temperature and the water are close in temperature, and you get minimal refraction, and you get a crystal clear, non-distorted picture, then you see exactly what you'd expect on a curved Earth, where you have obstruction. And there's no way to explain how is the light bending through the gradient of a flat Earth to create obstruction. There's no explanation
This
for that.
doesn't really seem like a citation. It just seems like it's like some image rendered on a computer.
That's why I don't
Jay-
think you guys fully understand what you're talking about when you say the black swan disproves the globe Earth. Because even if it did prove something, all it does is prove that the R value that we use to make our calculations is incorrect. It in no way, shape, or form says the Earth is incurved.
Yes, that's correct. But don't you think if they're lying about the R value, that they're probably just lying about all sorts of
I think
other
it's
things?
way more likely that A, you don't take refraction into account, which means your equation is bunk, and B, your math is wrong, not the entire globe isn't curved.
I think the other thing here as well is the issue that touched on it, is the fact that as well, this image has been set up to absolutely maximize the effects of refraction by shooting so low. And then at the same time, the argument that goes with it pretends that there's no refraction at all. I mean, it's just not honest, guys. It really isn't.
Especially since the area where it's taken from is an area that has a cold water current going through. So there are days you can get incredibly hot air and incredibly cold water to maximize it even further.
Well, the reason why we did that on that area was because we could use the oil rigs as distance markers.
But you don't have to shoot so low, and this is one of those images that came after the time that flat earthers realised that if you want to get the best refraction, you get down on your belly and shoot really low, or what, shoot.
Right, and this is Santa Barbara, California. It's probably an 80 or 90 degree day with 50 degree water.
Right.
Actually, we did we did go and grab the water numbers from that day at one point, from when the original video was posted. There was about a 34 degree difference between the air and the water.
Yeah, I remember you doing that actually.
Look, we got wind turbines all over the coast of England. We've got ships of all kinds off the coast of Florida. There's lots of places to make these observations. It's no coincidence they picked the place with the warmest weather and the coldest water.
Well, I always find it weird that we paint the bottom of our wind turbines a really, really bright yellow, basically so ships don't bump into them. And yet, as we go further away, we can clearly see that wind turbine, but we can never see the yellow bit at the bottom.
Yeah, funny that.
Well, what I'd like to know is these guys think that the black swan, the very rare occurrence of that, is the actual reality, and that the more normal, common, everyday observation with all the obstruction is some kind of a deception of nature or something. Can they explain what they think it is they're seeing?
I can hear NASA in the chat.
Observation days.
Right. Well, the whole reason it's named the black swan is because you only need to see one image of the black swan to disprove the globe.
I'm going to try to be rude.
That's not the question.
I didn't ask you this.
Is NASA paid chill here? Because I can hear breathing.
If you don't want to answer the question, that's okay. But don't pretend that you are and say something else.
That was me.
All right.
Well, I mean, I think
Now,
the
what's
question's kind of a
responsible
red
for the
herring.
common everyday view?
So, anyways, you guys threw QE's Black Swan out, got shot down. What else you got?
That's it?
There's a question
No
on
answer?
the table, Nid.
Yeah, I mean, look at this photo that Kid had posted. I reposted in here. The picture where the crane is completely bent like a hook is where your black swan is, but the picture where you have minimal distortion of the image, you see obstruction.
The distant platform is lower in the picture, obstructed. What's going on there? What do you flat earthers think of that? Can you attempt something to explain that?
Tell me how the globe. No, we did our argument. Tell me how the Earth is a globe. I want to hear this.
So,
You're not answering the
so
question.
your goal is to present evidence and then not defend it.
Well, I don't mind
We
doing a bit of
presented
that.
evidence. I think it's your
No, the
evidence.
point is because you obviously can't
Can we
prove how the
finish?
Earth is a
Can we
globe.
finish? Make this the last question on this then, guys. Why do you choose what we think appears to be the obviously distorted one over the less distorted one, and say that that's the norm? Why do you pick that one?
Because it shows a horizon that's further than it should be. and we're
So
flat
because
earthers.
it appears to confirm your bias, you're going with that.
Right. Well, if you guys showed us
Right.
a globe photo, that appears to confirm your bias too, correct?
I mean,
Well, no. What we
When
showed
you guys show us the white swan images,
But in that photo, it's way clearer.
But we're talking about choosing between these two images.
yes,
and you're
but
saying,
when you show
you're
us the
saying
white swan,
hang on. But it doesn't matter what we do. When we do it, criticize us for it. But at the moment, we're talking about what you guys are doing.
well,
And
you
what
guys have literally
what-
just posted with the white swan in the chat, so
It's not a white swan. There's the globe argument. The globe argument is not that there are white swans. It's not that there are black swans. The argument is there are swans of various colors.
Right.
That's the argument from the globe Earth side.
But-
The fact that Kiwi wants to tell us that there's only one way for the globe to have a horizon does not mean that there's only one way for the globe to have a horizon. That's a shit argument. You really need to stop taking this straw man thing that Kiwi's put together and arguing it like the goddamn gospel.
Again, why do you choose? If you've got to choose between which of these images is the best representation of reality, why are you choosing the one which to us seems like the worst representation of reality? And that's the last time we'll ask the question, I promise. So whatever you come up with, we'll move on from here.
okay.
right. Well, I already said it's because it shows the horizon further than it should be.
Right. Okay. Which is basically, I'm cherry picking something that confirms my bias. Anyway.
So you guys asked us for evidence. We provide you evidence, and then you call it cherry picking. It seems
no.
kind of strange.
Yes,
But it is
because
cherry picking.
Okay, tell me
because
how
you
the
have
Earth is
because
not
you
flat.
have because you have more
So
evidence.
it's just any flat Earth evidence? Is that just cherry picking? flat Earth
No,
evidence,
no.
or-
This
is that what
particular
you're saying?
piece, which has another observation on the same bit of video, taken by the same person in the same location with the same equipment, which goes some way to refuting the former observation. So that's why it's cherry picking, because you know that there's two, but you're pretending there's only one.
I don't know about you, Jem, but when I go down to Walgreens to get my photos printed, I only want them to print the fuzzy ones.
Who gets their photos printed? What the fuck are you talking?
Anyway, I did promise I would offer something up, so I will. 2 celestial poles.
Boom.
Well, Jem, why would you look at the sky to determine what's under your feet?
Is this in the chat or somewhere? I can't see it.
The sky is magic. On the flat Earth, we take lots of things we know about, that we took lots of things that we know a lot about, and we just throw them away and say stupid things like, why would you use the sky to determine what's under your feet? That's what the flat Earth does.
Brilliant.
Do you actually need a picture of both? Let's see, of both of the celestial poles. Do you want those at once? What do you?
Well, I don't understand how the poles prove the Earth. That doesn't.
Just on record, just to be on record, that's not actually true. The statement that was made prior to the one last. Actually, we would say that celestial navigation would in fact prove that the Earth is a level stationary plane. But
How
anyway,
so? Hold
carry
on
on.
a second. How so? We know that none of the celestial alignments, as we move
I'm
across
not
the
here
Earth,
to
map a
argue.
flat Earth.
I'm sorry.
You just
Continue.
made a claim. You claim that you can only do celestial navigation on a flat Earth.
I just claim that the dude lied. I'm not here to educate you. I'm just here.
You're not here to
say
defend
the
this
dude
ridiculous
lied.
point.
I'm not
that is
here to
easily
educate you.
debunked.
There's documents.
Well,
there's
no, hold on.
papers,
It wasn't
there's
a lie.
videos on
It wasn't a
YouTube
lie.
on how you
Hang on,
navigate.
hang on. All right, we
You
get
can
the point.
unindoctrinate yourself. I don't
We
really
get the
care
point.
to have this argument.
However-
I just came
however-
to show the young gentleman that
Yeah,
you
keep
people
talking.
exist.
Just keep saying nothing, okay? But however, what he said was, you can't tell the shape of the Earth by looking at the sky, which is a response which almost every flat earther gives, and I must have heard 1,000 times while I've been in this. So to say that it's a lie, that for someone to say flat earthers say that, is ridiculous. It's almost always what flat earthers say. Almost always. If 24/7 have some new argument about celestial navigation, well, that's probably a 24/7 thing. But almost all flat earthers come up with that, well, you can't tell anything about the ground by looking at the sky. However, as you pointed out for us, thank you very much, you can, because And navigation, celestial navigation, thousands of years of it proves this. And Kit posted there an image, or I'll post it again, which is an image of how the two celestial poles show us the Earth is spherical and cannot be explained on a flat Earth. So
my only answer to I'm going to respond to your previous point and say, yeah, it's unfortunate that there are a lot of flat earthers that aren't up to speed, which was also my point to the young fellow that I brought here.
I think it's a bit strange that for every 60 nautical miles we travel, Polaris raises 1 degree in elevation. That's another problem with saying that celestial navigation proves a stationary plane.
And I can't even see fucking Polaris.
You're saying a stationary object rises in the horizon.
Do you guys have any explanation for why we have two celestial poles?
Personal atmospheric domes, Gem. There's a magic matrix around everybody.
Well, does that prove that it's a globe, or does that just prove that it's rotating?
I think
both actually.
I think it proves both. Yeah, because I don't think. Well, I'll tell you, because there's no other shape you could have which would allow you to have two poles.
But
you can have. They're not explaining.
How do you know it's two? How do you know it's not just?
They're not explaining anything. They're asking more questions.
Yeah,
they're asked a question.
I mean, do you understand the argument of two celestial poles? Maybe we should start at the beginning, because I'm not sure that you do.
I mean, why is this about us? You cannot prove that the Earth is a globe, and I'm waiting for you to talk about how the Earth is a globe.
We just said it.
We're talking about there being two celestial poles. Right, everyone. If no one posts anything in the no, it's not going to work, is it? But here's the GIF again, which shows you effectively what we see from different parts of the Earth. It's hard. I know it's hard to follow. You have to scroll up and keep it in spot.
You believe the Earth is a globe because that's what you've been told all your life.
No, we're talking about what we can physically see in the sky.
Okay, what is that you can see in the sky?
Wow.
Listen. Well, he doesn't. I don't think he knows. Two celestial poles. That is. Let me explain it to you. That means if you look to the north, in the northern sky, due north-ish, you will see the stars appear to rotate around a central point in the sky.
That's God's throne, yes.
Okay, right, listen, now this is the clever bit, okay? Now, if you turn around and look south, if you're at south of the equator, you'll see a similar thing. You'll see stars appearing to rotate around a central point in above the South Pole.
It's only one pole.
Okay, but however, there are two.
There's only one.
Well, that's what they usually say, isn't it? They just pretend there's only one. But we know there are two. It's anyone in the southern hemisphere can see it. You don't even need to be in the southern hemisphere.
If you're
you can see the circumpolar stars rotating around a central point from where you are in the northern hemisphere. So how can you deny that there is a southern celestial pole?
So you're using a photo to prove to me something, right?
No, I'm talking about what we can go outside and see by looking in the sky. Not a photo, not what I've been told, what we can see when we go outside and we look at the sky. No telescopes required, no cameras, just looking at the sky.
Bro.
What's that grunting noise you're making?
Oh, it's sad how someone can be brainwashed.
His conflict.
How is going outside and looking at stuff being brainwashed?
You've never worked out where north is by looking at the night sky.
That's the best response I've got, Jeb.
Two
celestial pods. Oh, you're just brainwashed. Things we can see. Oh, that's just brainwashing. That's the best they've got.
You don't know the constellation that points towards the Polaris, and you can't go out and look at on a clear night and work out where north is by looking at the stars. You've never done that.
Notice, dude, how your veterans here have abandoned you with this. Elijah's got nothing to offer, has he? Even though he's there making out he's the wise old man of flat Earth who knows how to argue all this stuff.
I'm just gonna send him a video of
He's got fuck all to
previous
offer on this.
conversations. I don't have to have a new one.
What, do you have an explanation for the
That's
being
all.
two celestial poles? Are you going to go with him on? Are you going to go with him on? Are you going to go with him on denying that there is a southern celestial pole? Are you going to correct him on that?
I told him he was here to experience that you people exist. That's why I'm here.
You guys can die on the same hill
See,
together.
Notice how he's abandoned you, dude. He's got fuck all to offer you.
No, he told me that people like you.
He can't help you. He can't help you in any way, can he? He's got nothing.
Elijah runs away as soon as he gets challenged.
He's supposed to be the wise old veteran.
No, he told me to join and see how you act.
He always tucks tail and runs away because he can't back up any point or any argument. He can't take any argument to its conclusion because he gets absolutely wrecked, which is why he has to run away from the argument. Like when he made the claim that celestial navigation only works on a flat Earth, and I wanted to get into the mathematical details of it, he fucks off completely because he knows he can't defend it. He doesn't know any math,
bro.
so he cannot
I'll show
explain
you
it.
how later, bro.
Yeah, making
I'll show you
ad
how later,
hominem-
bro. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, making ad
You can't
hominem
show
attacks
anything
isn't gonna
on
Why
work
can't you
on
do
your-
it now then? Why can't you do it now? Why can't you do it now? We're all here right now. Why can't you do it?
I've used celestial navigation to go around the planet. Please explain to me what I did wrong.
Well, you called it
Little
the
logic.
planet to start.
Celestial
Elijah knows
navigation
better.
would work on a flat Earth also. So
No, it
No,
doesn't.
Elijah
It
didn't
doesn't.
explain.
it does.
Even like someone who's never
Flat out
done
no.
celestial navigation, obviously.
Yep.
Right. I've sailed around the planet using celestial navigation. I know how it works. My 13th birthday, the only photos of me are me holding a goddamn sextant. I know how this stuff works.
Let Elijah correct you. He's gonna show you straight up how it is. Tell him what
You're going to show us the math of celestial navigation on flat Earth. Let's go ahead. Go ahead. Let's hear it, Elijah. What's the math of celestial navigation on a flat Earth? Let's see it.
Gaslight the 13-year-old Elijah. Let's hear it.
So you guys realize we joined this server just to see how you guys ridicule and talk
Wait,
down
hold
to
on.
people, and you're actually proving our point.
We haven't
Yeah,
ridiculed
you're
you.
doing
We haven't
it.
ridiculed you. We haven't done that. That's
Well,
all
you're doing it right now to Elijah.
No, I see the point. Yeah, I've seen the point.
With all
yeah,
due
yeah.
respect,
I'm gonna let you
asking,
Globers have a good day spinning on your ball.
I'm asking what I did wrong.
I think you should be bothered. I think you should be bothered that you were so ill-equipped to defend what you believe to be true.
I just went to test, see how.
We're big bullies.
How do you think you did on the test? How do you think you performed here?
The point wasn't to prove to you that the Earth is flat. You're brainwashed. You're not going to
How well do you think you did on selling the flat Earth idea here? Bearing in mind, we're on YouTube. There's about 100, close to 100 people watching this. How many of them do you think will be looking at you and going, "Actually, that guy made some very good points there"?
Well, like I said, my point wasn't to prove to you that the Earth is flat. You're
That
brainwashed.
didn't happen, dude. Are you gonna answer
I mean,
the
you
question?
said brainwashed how many times? That doesn't
Yeah.
prove they're brainwashed.
You're
And
just
it's not
saying
an argument.
brainwashed. And you said it in response to me talking about what I can see when I go outside.
You claim you believe science, but when science shows that the Earth is flat, you don't want to believe it.
It doesn't.
You didn't offer any science, did you?
It's measurement.
I begged you for the science. I begged you for the science, and all you could offer me was, "Oh, I saw a boat."
It's measurements to prove that the Earth is flat, but you don't want to accept it. Like I said,
Where's the measurements? What measurements? Let's see them.
Curvature doesn't exist.
Let's see the measurements. Don't just preach the words. You claim there are
Alright,
measurements.
Let's go to the
You
Black
claim
Swan.
there are measurements. Well, that's not a measurement, is it? You're not measuring anything in the Black Swan.
Well,
And
it is a measurement.
we've already gone to the Black Swan, and we had to let you off in the end because you guys couldn't explain why you were choosing an obviously distorted image over and above. Well, you actually admitted, quite honestly, actually, surprisingly, that you were just operating from a confirmation bias on this.
Well, if the Earth if the Earth was indeed flat, it wouldn't be a confirmation bias. It would just be another piece of evidence.
But you also realize the black swan doesn't prove flatness. It just says the R value might be wrong. So it's not even arguing the side of the camp that you're purporting.
Yeah. What do you have to say about that? Address it directly.
Okay, cool. The R value is wrong.
And normally when I want to take a measurement, I use an instrument. I record the data. So that's why we go to surveying books and various studies that have been done historically to see how they collected it and where they collected it from, and in certain cases, who collected it.
All right, now he said the R value is wrong. Now he's using bent distorted light to make that claim, which still does not support flat Earth, but he just doesn't even understand what's going on here to say something that's silly, as if the Earth is actually the size that you think it would be from this distorted view in the Black Swan with all of the refraction going on there. You think that that actually addresses the radius of the Earth. How, like he said, how ill-equipped are you guys?
And the last point I'll make on this is, do you think under the model that we have for how light propagates through the atmosphere and refraction, that on different days, the refractive index will move how far we can see things? We say, yes, it does. And that's all you're showing in that picture.
And Black Swan isn't flat. You said you had measurements of flat. Scientific, I believe. Where are these measurements of flat? You know what that means?
So yeah, what they're asking for, Shalom, is to actually present your science and your measurements as what you're stating that you have. So present it.
He doesn't know what flat means.
Well, let's take a look at your measurement.
He's equating flat to a shape, so he's already off on the wrong foot.
We don't need to go there, though. I mean, he says he's got measurements. Where are they? Are you ashamed of them?
No, I'm still learning,
What
bro.
do
But
you not have?
what I can tell you is the Earth isn't round, or a globe, as you like to call it.
But you mean you just
believe it is whatever
Great rhetoric.
But you just said that you had science actually proves it's flat. So present the science. I mean, like
you got the Black Swan. You can
Evidence would be
boats
great.
prove that curvature doesn't
You
exist.
have buzzwords. That's all
Curvature
you've
doesn't
got is
exist.
Can we
buzzwords.
let him reply,
Listen,
please?
if curvature doesn't exist, the Earth it can't be a globe. It has to be flat. Or
Yeah, that's
it just
true.
can't be a
If
globe.
curvature doesn't
No, it
exist,
doesn't.
yes,
Curvature,
that's
I'm
right.
saying,
That is a true
curvature does
statement.
not. Listen,
What
curvature
we're
does
after
not
is the
exist.
measurements that you've got that
Just
show
let me
that
finish.
it isn't
I
Earth.
told you, it's a video of a boat and a telescope that proves curvature does not exist.
Oh, Lord.
Which one?
It's mini, bro. Which one do you want?
so you got a video of a boat, but where's the measurements
Pick one
and the
you can
science?
defend.
Where's the measurement? Where's the measurements and the science though? You said okay, a boat and black
That
swan.
is science.
Neither,
That is science. That is science.
neither of that is science or measurements. So where's your science and where's your measurements? What, a video of a boat is science, is it? How is that science? Please explain it.
We can look at it. Let's look at his claim.
Let's have a look at it. Present it as science then.
But we can't just throw our new flat earther under the bus like this. This is not.
Are you on your phone?
Thank God the white knights arrived. They're getting pounded.
We can clearly see, he's out of his depth. And
most call it a TKO.
Well, no, I mean, as you heard, he's a learner. He's just coming to this, and he's going to gather.
They're not learning anything.
He shouldn't be so arrogant.
He's only going to gather more information, and he's only going to get better. He's only going to improve. He's going to come back.
Take
he's going to
chemo
give you
out.
guys what for.
Yep.
So I wouldn't get too excited. Like I say, more and more people are coming to the flat Earth, which is good.
Yeah.
So just beware.
And people are leaking it too.
This is a guy who is interested in learning, and he will know more sooner than you know it.
Shalom, you can hire chemo for very reasonable rates, and he'll teach you his evil ways.
Yes.
Chemo, I'm on the fence, and he said nothing that convinced me of anything.
He'll teach you how to lie.
The point isn't trying to convert you. It's just trying to wake you up to the truth.
How well
Yeah,
do you think you're
rhetoric.
doing at that, though, dude? But let's.
It
I
takes
don't want.
time. It takes time.
I don't
You've
want
been-
us. I don't want it to bully this young man.
No, you've been taught that I understand your ignorance. You've been taught that you live on a ball all your life, right? So obviously you're going to be ignorant to the fact that the Earth is flat. You're not going
But are you going to? Can you get away with that though?
Can I get away with that? What do you mean?
Yeah, just saying those words, just saying, "Oh well, you've been taught that and you don't get it." And when I've said to you, "All right, well, produce the science that you claim you have," and you've gone, "Well, there's a video. There's a video of a boat if you look for it." You know, I mean, it's not very compelling, is it?
I mean, you guys got absolutely wrecked on the Black Swan, and that's basically all you got. And then Elijah tried to chime in here with celestial navigation, and he couldn't defend it at all. He just fucked right off when he got challenged.
I'm asking you, do you do this all day? Do you try to disprove the truth?
Well, some of us are paid to be here. Keep that in mind.
How much
Believe
do
it or not,
how much does the government pay you? How much does the government pay you to lie to people?
If I had to put Jake in if I had to rank Jake in the flat Earth category, I'd put him in the top 20 at least. I mean, he's one of the few that probably knows that the Earth is flat.
I know all the dumb flat Earth arguments. That's why I can argue it so well.
Hey, Shalom, I'm actually unemployed and broke. I'm still waiting for my shield check. Could you let me know when it's coming?
Can I let you know when it's coming?
I mean, you guys should be embarrassed because you guys literally are scared to defend any position on the flat Earth. Instead, you guys come in here and demand it. Show me proof of curvature. You think you're on a spinning ball? Show me.
It's not just scared, Jake. They're incapable.
Incapable. Bro, go sit some. Hey, why don't all you Globers put money together, send someone to space to prove that we live on a globe.
We know the shape of it. We're not confused about the shape of the Earth.
You believe
you're confused about the shape of the Earth.
How am I confused? How am I?
Because you think it's flat, and you think that people need to go and prove the shape. From our point of view, the shape is well established for 2,500 years.
So why are you asking us to actually put the money up for you to go into space, or one of you guys to go up to space? Why is it us that have to present the money? Why?
Because
you know what would show us if the flat earthers put together a GoFundMe to get one of the Virgin Galactic tickets, and they go, "Oh, we're gonna spend this $250 $250,000 to get up there, and we'll prove them wrong," and they film the whole thing until the point they actually get up there and look out and go,
I just addressed something Jem just said.
Let Jeremy get in. Let Jeremy go ahead.
Yeah, you said we've known the shape of Earth for the last 2,000 years, but I mean, Chemo's presented a document just today that has shown that within 70 years, within 70.
Did you read it, Jeremy?
Guys, just let him finish.
They're spaz.
It's sad how ignorant you are. It's sad, really. Like you believe you're on a ball, and I mean. I don't know the logic of that.
You believe we're on a pancake. How ignorant are you?
Back to the drawing board.
I mean, that's
What was
logic.
that, Jeremy?
Oh, it's logic. We live in a pancake. Okay.
You tried, Jeremy. You tried, but
I didn't get what
It's
Jeremy
okay.
was trying to say.
stood in front of him with your shield, and he just pushed you out of the way and went back out there unarmed.
The point is, you're brainwashed. You got these emotions attached to these ignorance. This ignorance, so you're not going to wake up to the truth. You know?
Brainwashed. You're saying program responses. You don't realize that, but you're programmed to say that. When
No,
they
I'm
have
saying,
anything,
you've been taught.
You're just saying
all
sort
your
of.
life.
You're just saying sort of trolly comments to try and get a rise out of people. And
No,
that's
I'm saying.
and that's the point I made at the start. Really, is that what you've done is you've found a fun game to play on the internet where
This
you
isn't
get
a game.
you
This
get
is
to
the
feel
truth.
like you're winning arguments because you just sit there and say, "Oh, prove it to me. I don't believe you. Prove it to me. I don't believe you." And this thing that you're doing now is just part of that. You're just calling us names, really, aren't you?
No, I'm saying I'm still learning as a flat earther, right?
then stop being so
But
arrogant.
you're not open. You're not open.
There's nothing to learn about flat Earth, though. Flat Earth is all about seeing things that we know about and pretending like they're not there.
Dude,
They are open. They're asking you to produce evidence. You're saying they're not open, and they are.
I've been here. I've been here for 6 years. I've devoted vast swathes of my life to providing a platform that allows people to express their ideas on this issue. You cannot say to me, "I'm not open." You just can't.
You have the most cognitive dissonance of anyone I've ever met in my entire life, Jem.
Jem, isn't it closer to 8 years?
I go with the evidence. I go with the evidence, and I reject bullshit. I'm sorry, but that's how it
The whole
is.
point of me joining this was to just see how toxic y'all are, and
in fact, we weren't toxic. And it's actually you that's being toxic. You're the one that's saying you're brainwashed, and we didn't say any of that. The only thing we had this discussion. We had a discussion about delusional right at the start of this, but once we got into the arguments, we weren't calling you names or being toxic. You are.
I'm not being toxic. I'm calling you ignorant because you're not open to the truth.
You think that coming up to someone you don't know and offering nothing apart from your ignorance, and you don't think that that's toxic. You think that is not toxic behavior. Calling people ignorant and brainwashed.
So I heard you said some kid took the photo.
Answer my question. Is that toxic behavior?
No, I'm telling you the truth and you're not accepting it.
It doesn't matter whether you think it's the truth.
It's not exactly.
Listen. Think about it. Think about it from somebody else's point of view. They don't know your truth. You walk up to them and you say you're ignorant and brainwashed. Is that toxic behavior?
It's not toxic, no, because we've showed you proof that the Earth is flat.
You haven't. You just said a boat. Go and look. Go Google a boat. You said.
Black Swan. Listen, we've showed the Black Swan,
and we showed you, and you were defenseless on the Black Swan. You couldn't defend it in any way. You literally had your mate literally admitted that he was using his confirmation bias to make that argument.
No, that's a straw man.
It's not a straw man. You admitted it.
How did I admit it? I said because the
only reason that you when you were offered the two images, and I said, why are you choosing the one that is apparently the most distorted over the one that is the least distorted? And you said, because it shows the horizon is further away.
And so
basically, it confirms my bias.
Why did you choose the other image?
I wouldn't choose that.
The other image?
I didn't. I chose the other image because it shows you something about your image that you offered. I would never ever offer a horizon observation as any kind of evidence of the shape of the Earth. Why? Because we get a lot of refraction, and it's not an accurate way to determine the shape of the Earth.
Right, because
it's a known inaccurate way of determining the shape of the Earth.
The guy that took the video, what did he say about the images, about what's common and what's very rare?
I don't know.
You don't know?
Whoops.
What, am I supposed to know? I don't see how that individual is relevant.
It would help.
You need to know.
Help the conversation move along if you did. Yeah.
I mean, the individual...
That original image comes directly from the video that the dude took.
The common view is the one with all the obstruction, with the distant platform lower than in the Black Swan so-called image. Why don't you look at that? Why don't you think about that? And why did you never answer? Why is that? Why is the common view the obstructed one?
The obstructed one? I don't know what you're referring to when you said the obstructed one.
Get the fuck out.
Wow. I didn't hear what you said about the thing I'm defending.
I do find it strange that if you want to use the Black Swan and this is your best argument, that you're not more familiar with the video. You know, you're not familiar where he started off trying to get really low to the water, realised he was going to get his camera wet, and then backed off a good 3 or 4 steps and set his tripod up.
I mean, the individual who filmed it just seems kind of irrelevant to the argument.
No, but obviously the methodology of the observation is important to its validity, is it not?
It is. I know that it was filmed at 1 foot observer height. That's really all I need to know.
No, it's not.
It wasn't, because if you listen to him in the video, he explains where he tried to set up and the fact that he was worried about getting his camera wet and he backed off a few paces, so he was about 3 feet of elevation. It's in the first
Why are you
5-6 minutes of the video.
Why are you lying? You haven't seen the video of the dude who took the fucking image, and now you're saying it's 1 foot. Have you ever been able to see it 1 foot on the beach?
What do you mean? You can just hold a camera.
Your mouth will get wet.
Do you think this is filmed using his eyes?
Yeah,
I think that is
he used the camera like any other person uses to film.
Well, he
something.
didn't though, did he? He didn't use a camera like any other person, because a camera, how any other person would use a camera is they'd hold the camera up to their eye, or they'd set a tripod up at almost eye level, as high as they could get it.
No,
and they would use it, and they would use nearly there, and they'd use the camera that way. However, he didn't do that, did he? He got the camera down as low as he possibly could. And you should think about that.
The reason
why
he
is
did
that?
it is because,
why is that required to make this work?
Right. So the reason he did it is because the horizon should be 1.22 times the square root of the observer's height.
Sure, but you can do that. You can work that out from any height.
I let you finish.
But you can work that out from any height. You don't need to do it.
Right,
You don't need to do it from 1 foot to make that equation work.
But it just makes things so much easier because the square root of 1 is 1, so it's just 1.22 miles.
Well, so what? You're just saying, well, it doesn't matter that our observation is as shitty as it can possibly be. It made the maths easy. I mean, how is this good reasoning? How is this stuff that gets you to truth conclusions about reality rather than just ways to keep believing something that's obviously not true?
Well, because you guys would probably contest, like, oh, that's not the perfect square root, or like something like that.
What?
People who know how to do math don't care about the number. They just care about the equation.
So, you just said, right? You just said nobody used the horizon to determine the shape of the Earth, correct?
Well, I didn't say that, but that's not... I said I wouldn't use the horizon to determine the shape of the Earth.
Did you say nobody?
No, he said the horizon has nothing to do with the shape of the Earth.
I didn't say nobody. So whoever it is who's DMing you needs to go back and listen to what was said.
I literally listened to what was said. You said the horizon has nothing to do with the shape of the Earth.
No, he said I would never present anything to do with the horizon as evidence for the shape of the Earth.
I said I would never use the horizon to or anything.
Did you say the horizon
any
has
observation of it? Sorry, say that again.
Did you say the horizon has nothing to do with the shape of the Earth? Is that what you said?
No, I didn't say that.
He said no 3 times to that.
Okay, I'm just making sure.
Just making sure.
Yes.
I said it's not going to be. We're not going to get any accurate determination.
Go back on your little video. See what you said. Hear what you said.
You can go over it if you want to.
No, I want
Bring
you
it back to us.
I know what I said.
Okay, I'm just making.
And everyone else just said the things I said. I haven't disagreed with anyone who said no. He actually said this, and there were 2 or 3 people got in there. So, I think we can go with my account rather than yours. If you want to go back and listen, you can.
I mean, you're the one keeping tablets, which are like
young man. I was
really, not really. It was your question specifically about something that I had said previously. So it was you that was keeping tabs, or actually whoever it is that's DMing you.
Who is this twat?
Why do you think that someone's DMing him? I don't understand.
Because this is an old argument that he didn't just come up with on his own. Somebody else is in the background who's been involved in this old argument and just isn't really listening, just desperately wants that old argument to be there again.
The moment the 1 foot was brought up...
G'day, Jim.
Hang on.
Been a while, mate.
Hang on.
Hello.
Yeah, hang on. The moment the 1 foot argument was brought up, we knew someone was feeding him.
Yeah.
Someone's feeding
Are
me.
you talking about me or Shalom? I don't.
What do you mean someone's feeding me?
That guy, yeah. Someone's DMing him.
You two are
Definitely.
DMing each other.
You can't argue the Earth flat. I'm sorry.
Show us your post your DMs now. Post your last 2 DMs that you got. You don't have to. I'm only kidding.
I mean, it's sad how you're really a sick person, bro. You really think you live on
He was
a globe.
joking.
That's what I wasn't joking. I think
because I'm
as
gonna
someone's
leave now.
pointed out, it's
still
probably
think he's DMing.
Quantum Eraser that's in the background there, probably. Well, certainly it might just be Elijah.
I meant your last comment, Jim.
It could be a Beptard.
Here's a
it's
novel
true. I
idea.
mean-
How about you go back and watch all of Jim's other ones and listen to all the debates and look at both sides and then come back?
Who is this speaking?
God.
Does it matter?
Does it matter?
Mr. Speaking.
You believe you live on a globe?
You know, I'm on the fence about it, but you said nothing that convinces me it's flat.
I mean, you know the Bible. It says you're biblical. So what does the Bible say?
Okay, well, the Bible was written by man. Now, next.
Man inspired by God.
Prove it.
Prove it.
Well, why do you interpret?
It's
Hang on, though. But why do you interpret the Bible to say that the Earth is flat? Because most people, almost all Christians throughout history, have not interpreted the Bible to say that the Earth is flat.
Listen,
So, and we know this. Hang on, nearly there. We know this is true because the ones that did interpret it to say the Earth is flat are remembered for that interpretation. So, so they were unusual. So why do you think that? Why do you think that that's the correct interpretation?
I can give you many Bible verses to prove the Earth is flat. And
I
also,
understand that.
go
But
back- yeah, listen, let me finish. If
you
go back to
ignored my
biblical-
point, dude. You totally
No, I
ignored my
didn't.
point.
I didn't. If you
Okay,
go
well, let me make the point again then. So,
I know the point you just made, bro. But go ahead, continue.
Well, my point is, you say, "Oh, I can give you loads of Bible verses that say the Earth is flat." My point is, most Christians didn't understand them to say that, did they? Most
Because that's what I was saying. Can I continue?
Yeah, go ahead then. Go ahead.
Times before America was founded, people thought the Earth was flat, which is correct. The Earth is still flat.
How do you know that? In what time?
Listen,
What,
when Jesus
in what time?
listen, we go back to biblical times. Jesus
What-
is God.
well,
Do
what
you
year?
think-
Do you
What
think
year?
Christopher Columbus thought the Earth was flat? Hold on, let's get to the bottom of this. Does he think Christopher Columbus thought the Earth was flat?
Yes.
or no?
Hold on.
Yes.
Let's
That's
really
No, he did not.
Give me the
He did not think the
scripture
Earth
that
was
says
flat.
Hey,
Columbus,
think the Earth
Columbus
was
thought
flat.
the Earth was a pear shape, you moron.
And the Greeks,
He did not
the
think it
Greeks,
was flat.
the
The
Greeks,
Greeks think the Earth was flat.
the Greeks knew that the Earth was spherical. We know this.
No,
This is
they did
recorded.
not.
Listen,
See,
listen.
No, they did not. No, they did not.
They recorded it, dude.
They recorded it.
Bro,
We
your
know.
history's-
We know.
Your history's been altered, bro. Your history's been altered.
Oh, okay.
Well, then you can't. You don't know anything, do you? If
We
you're
all
saying
start
that,
yelling,
if you're
"Thank
saying
you."
that, you have to abandon all of history. You
Hey,
know,
the Bible's been
you
altered.
can't say, "Oh, the bits I don't like, they must have been altered."
But the Bible has been altered because it's held by copyright law. That means you have to change it
To
whenever you make
10,000
a
words. Yeah,
It's held by
translations.
copyright
Yeah.
law.
Yeah, the translations have been somewhat altered by
Translation.
changing.
Are you telling me
It can't be true because who would hold the copyright? And the copyright on books.
The
on that-
KJV has an original copy.
Yeah, but KJV isn't a person or a company.
It's a translation.
Everyone stop
I know,
copying.
but who owns the copyright then?
King James Version. That's
Yeah,
not
it's
the
a
original.
translation. Then what is the original?
Yeah. The descendants of King James.
That's not the point.
I don't think that that's true at all.
Copyright's only good for 70 years anyways, and it's way older than that. You can't have a copyright older than 70 years.
Right.
You guys are ridiculous.
That's why you can get. If you go on, that's why if you go on Kindle, there's a whole load of free books, right? Or Treasure Island and Little Women and all those really old books you just get for free because nobody.
All of Mark Twain's books.
Yeah.
Project Gutenberg has all of them online. You download all kinds of fun books. Hey, Flat Earth, where did you?
I'm pretty sure the copyrights run out in the Bible. Sorry, go on.
Yeah,
Where did you get your information, Flat Earth guy? I mean, the rest of us went to school. That's how we got our information, or we made observations. Where did you get yours from?
You can't copyright the word of God.
What do you mean?
I mean, where'd you get your information from? You believe the flat Earth? Where did that come from?
It didn't come from the government. I can tell you that.
That's cool. I didn't ask you where it didn't come from. I asked you where it came from.
Surely not
the government created YouTube.
So you're refusing to answer one of the most simple questions you can ask about a belief system, which is where
my information comes from many sources. Okay, that's the point.
What? Name one.
Like one, my brain. I mean, that's starters.
All right. So anything other than yourself.
Yeah.
Hang on, the information in his brain comes from his brain. That's what he just said.
Yes, exactly what I said. The information comes from my brain. Yes.
Anything you can cite, anything I can reference to look at.
Yeah, sure. I can give you a Bible verse. I can give you a Bible verse, or I can. What would you like? What would be
He's just gonna double down and be even more.
I'm saying, what would be a pleasing to
We
you?
gotta treat him differently.
Let's be a little more
To your
specific.
beliefs. To your beliefs.
You claim that you have science to back up your belief system. So how about you cite me the science that backs up your belief system?
You want a philosopher, or you just want test?
Actual science.
I would like.
Okay, I'm gonna bring you to the Black Swan.
I'm being very clear. I want a reference source material that is established that you can show to me that says this is where I got my information that the Earth is flat.
You think the government's not gonna hide that?
Oh, it's QE, isn't it?
I'm not asking about the government. I want to know where you yourself got this information from, because obviously it wasn't hidden that well, or you wouldn't have been able to find it.
Oh, sure.
Right.
I'll invite you to. Let me invite you somewhere.
I don't want to be invited into a Discord group. I don't want any weird shit. You can very clearly and very.
What you mean weird shit? This is the truth, bro. You want to know the truth? Join there.
He wants to put Jesus in.
It'll show you the truth. It'll open your eyes.
I don't need to go to Discord to learn science or to get information about the shape of the Earth. That's you.
No, this is.
In other words, you don't have the information. You have to go and get it.
We can go to the Arctic. We can go to the Arctic Peace Treaty. If you can explain that, then let's go. Let's go there.
Oh God.
The what? The Antarctic Treaty? Is that what we're going?
So you're saying the Antarctic Treaty is source material?
We can go to Operation Fishbowl. You want to go there?
Yeah, okay, hang on. I'd like to address that one.
Oh, they're ever so
So-
sweet, aren't they, with their operations?
Can
Have I entered some kind of time hole?
I thought I asked
This
a
all
very
sounds like 2013 again.
Yeah,
Like,
you're,
I-
hang on.
You're a Nubian flat Earth, mate, if that's the best you got, honestly.
Well, what I
Excuse
think
me, I
is
want to
sweet
know
is
if this person knows how high the highest bomb went for Operation Fishbowl.
You said what?
The height at which the parabolic arc of the airburst bomb in Operation Fishbowl, what was its maximum height?
Wherever the firmament stopped it.
Oh, well, that's a little bit higher than what you guys say then.
Just a troll then. You're going with
Well, like I said, I haven't done research yet. I haven't done too much research, but I know the truth.
Flap your gums
So-
about what other
You said, do you want to go there? Do you want to go there? Like it was something we would be
I mean, you're
scared of.
stronger than
I went there.
You're
Aw.
stronger than me.
Okay.
Hey, Shalom, you literally just said, I haven't done the research, but
I said
know.
I haven't done much research, but I know.
Okay, then quit telling
So-
people they're wrong when you don't know.
No, what I do
Have
know
you
is
ever
you're wrong.
heard
That's
of-
what I do know.
Have you ever-
You know we don't live on a globe. It's what
Even
one
you
type of
admitted
What
you
you
haven't done
know
enough
is how to
research.
win
Have you ever
arguments on
heard
the
of the-
internet against silly people?
Have
That's
you ever
funny.
heard of the flat earther? You might really like his channel. It's called Dunning-Kruger.
Anyway, Sasha was going to tell us why we're sweet, I think.
Shabbat shalom, by the way.
Or is that moment?
Oh yeah, I was just gonna say, I forgot exactly what I was gonna say, but I think it was
It
something
doesn't
along
matter.
the lines of,
I was putting you on the spot, sorry.
I bet it was stupid.
awesome.
Come on, y'all, be nice.
Oh, come on, miss. You know where you are.
Hey man,
Yeah,
you put a
tell
layup
me
like
something
that up,
to
I'm
say
gonna put it back in the net.
Sasha, are you a Russian guy?
Stone is a professional. Just be
No,
careful when you're around
American.
him.
Where are you from, Sasha?
I'm from the U.S.
You're from US.
By the way, I do just want to point out that the guy's Discord link was to 24/7. Oh, good God. I'm banned from there, by the way, dude.
Most of the people here are banned from there, so
Yeah, I
that's
think
not gonna work.
like 99%
Don't
of
want
us
to
are.
go. There's no good reason to go over there.
Well, did you get banned for trolling?
To get banned.
Oh
I
Lord,
got
doesn't
banned
matter
for
what
just
you
being
think.
there. I never